Steph Curry, Del Curry, Aisha Curry, Ryla Curry, don't matter. Pels by 40. Let's get to it.
Oh, no. Get it done. And on the spin and the reverse, the slam by Zion.
I need to know everything. Who and the what and the where. I need everything. Trust me, I hear what you're saying, but I like it's new what you're telling me.
That was hard. That was
Dylan,
hard. That was hard.
it's just me and Dylan tonight. That
We
means this
outside.
might go off the rails. We might be a little disrespectful. It don't matter. We deserve it. Pels got back-to-back 30-point plus victories. Dylan's got his Jordan Hawkins going over here.
Look at
Let's
the
do
Hawks
this.
fly.
All right, let's start a little. Let's start kind of serious, and we'll just go from there. All right. So, admittedly, I didn't get to watch a lot of the Kings game, and I just told you I watched about 2.5, 3/4 of this one. So, you just give me your overall view of the last two games. What is not just leading to wins, leading to blowout wins over. The Kings are a little bit better than Golden State, but just two solid teams, right? Give me your keys to what has led to this.
It's the simplicity of making basketball simple. It's beating people up defensively and actually caring defensively and sticking to what you do well offensively. This team wasn't created to be a one-trick pony team. This team was created to be able to beat you multiple different ways. If you shut down Zion, going to the rack, cool, we got the kickouts. If it's not working for CJ in this ISO game for a second, cool, we can go to Zion, get an easy bucket. If none of that works, cool, we can lean on JV. The issue with the team prior to these last couple of games was that we were trying to fit a square peg into a circle. We were trying to say we're going to be this. This is what we're going to do because we've always done this. And Zion has gone on record of saying multiple times that they're still trying to figure out, they're still trying to understand it. We got to see that, Dave. We got a front row seat to seeing it because it looked uncomfortable. It looked clunky. And now what you're seeing is a team that says, okay, I'm okay with keeping basketball simple, even if it's at the expense of my point total that night. Like Zion's points per game is down. Everything is down for Zion. CJ is going up, but his efficiency is going up as well. He's shooting 45% from the three this year. BI is having his best pro year yet, but not even just that. We're seeing Jonas keep his numbers still high. So I would say to simply answer your question and without a long soliloquy that I already gave you, I would say that they are keeping the game simple and trusting Coach Willie's mantra while at the same time leaning into Coach Borrego's ideals on offense, which is kind of you wouldn't think those would mesh well, but that's what I'm saying. What about you? What do you in the 2 quarters before I say anything else, in the 2 quarters you saw from Golden State and the small amount of time you got to watch from the Kings game, what did you notice, Dave? What was something she was like, hey, that's different? I ain't seen him do that before.
This feels like a simple answer, but you just said simplicity, right? I was just going to say smart basketball, like ball movement, good defense. Like it really could be. We don't have to give these over exaggerated breakdowns all the time, right? Of why they're playing good basketball. Sometimes it's just you're doing the simple things right, and we say it with the Pels when they're losing all the time. It's like offense looks so hard. Guys we're leaving back doors open. Guys are just sitting in the dunker spot. We're not seeing them. That seems to be the problem with the Pels when they struggle. When they win, they do the simple things right. Like it's not 100%. It's not that hard.
100%. It's like our guys are making moves in a phone booth. Like it's like when we're losing, it's like everybody sees Zion. It's like that Zion or BI, and it's like that mosquito light. They just all gravitate towards where they are. Versus staying put on the outside and letting these guys make these plays. Zion had 7 assists tonight. He should average that just off
it's
of
funny.
pure people's. Go ahead. What were you gonna say?
No, I was gonna say it's funny you mentioned everything is down for Zion because that whatever the show is that Stephen, I don't know what NBA show that is that Stephen A is on. He was saying he wants to see more from Zion. Okay, so then Wilbon says he likes the Pels when they don't have to rely on Zion. And of course, Stephen A is like, nah, I need to see it. He's got to be there. And that's a whole other discussion. Maybe we get into that. But like you said, we just had a game without Zion and we win by 30. You get 30 from CJ. We have, Zion has 19 and 7 and whatever tonight. Like that's a solid game, but it's not a superstar number. So of
But
course,
that's
they're questioning it.
yeah, but the truth is, like, we have to. First off, just speak to that Stephen A. point because I'm on the heater tonight, so y'all gonna have to excuse me. The Stephen A. point is asinine because you can't have it both ways, bro. Like one moment you're telling me you want to see the Pels win, and then the next moment the Pels are blowing out the darling of ESPN. So much so that we're watching the game, and even why the Golden State War. I heard more about Draymond Green's mental health than I heard about Jordan Hawkins shooting 5 for 5. Like I heard more about Draymond Green hurting his team. I heard more about the Pelicans are in their stretch, but don't worry, just as why Golden State is in their stretch, they can flip it on, and you can't have. Don't tell me you want to see a player play winning basketball and then get mad when the outcome of them playing winning basketball is them sacrificing for said winning basketball. That's the issue I have with a lot of. And I love Stephen A. personally. I'm in the minority here. I love Stephen A. But sometimes I get frustrated with Stephen A.'s takes on stars. His takes on the role players is pretty solid. It's probably because he can't get so eccentric with his takes on the role players because they're role players. But with stars, he just has this flamboyant, I want to see this. I want to see that. You got to go get 30. You got to go get, he starts to talk like he's the pastor at an old school black church. I want to see you go get. Like, dude, 1975 and blowing out Charles Darling by 40 ain't enough. Like, what are we doing? Like, he didn't even need to play the whole fourth quarter. By 8 minutes into the fourth quarter, they were fouling to get him out of the game. He could have went for the 30 if he wanted to. So you can't have their worldwide ESPN, Fox, whoever you are, outlet. Make up your mind because you're confusing us. Do you want to see winning basketball, or do you just want to see a guy with gaudy numbers? Or you might want both. You might want James Harden's iteration of the Houston Rockets. But what if this team does not call for that? Is it still okay to say Zion and be our stars? Or is that not enough? Tell me what you want. Okay, I'm done with part one. I got a lot of smoke tonight. But go back. What were you saying, Dave? I'm sorry.
No, I'll leave the Stephen A. thing at this, and I tweeted it out. Stephen A. when it comes to Zion specifically, Stephen A. has an agenda, and he's going to push it until maybe he gets his way years down the road or never gets his way. And we all know what the agenda is, and that's all that is. And then everything else he does is for clicks, which the game is the game. Whatever. We ain't gotta stick with Stephen A.
But the issue I have with that is like, okay, I get the clicks, but you still have a brand you have to uphold, right? Like, to build a brand on chaos is banking on chaos, which is an uncontrollable entity. What happens do you get bored about talking about greatness? If someone is just not chaotic enough, that's why, and I love everything this man stood for. That's why LeVar Ball got so big. It wasn't because Lonzo and LaMelo were scorching the league. LaMelo wasn't even in the league like when LeVar was being LeVar. It's because LeVar was chaos and his son didn't talk enough. And because we want chaos, guess what? We give the mic to chaos. You're too smart, Stephen A. Please. And I'm going to stop talking about Stephen A because, I don't like to be that guy. But I just like to think you have so much more intellect about the game. Probably forgot more things than I even know, that I could get more in-depth takes by you about stars. Now I'm going to leave it there.
So it's weird to ask this question, right? I'm going to ask it, and then let me kind of explain why it's weird. Do we think the Pels have turned a corner? Which is a weird question because realistically, they have a better record than they've had, right? Over the upside down. Yeah, you better put it on. That's right.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Oh, yeah. Listen,
right.
It's about to get real foolishness tonight because they ain't want to. Anyway, listen, they left me and you here. Go ahead, Dave.
So my question is, have they turned a corner? But it's weird to ask that because record-wise, they're better than they were at this point last year, right? When they were the one seed. But it feels this year just feels like we went through stretches where like they didn't feel like a good team. Like straight up didn't feel like a good team. But record says otherwise. So that's the only way I know how to ask that question is have they turned a corner?
That's a good question. That's a good question. I think the truth of the answer is for this season, yes, but for this team, no, because we've seen this. right? We've seen Zion be around and lead the Pels to the number 1 seed. They will turn the corner when they get past game 50 and everybody's still intact. That's probably a little too generous. Probably game 60. If they get past game 60 with everybody intact, then they will have turned the corner. It's not about what you do in short spurts with the Pelicans, because we've seen Brandon Ingram, we've seen Zion, we've seen CJ, we've seen what these guys can do. It's about what you can give me for 60 plus games. So that would be my answer. It's less about their output. It's more about how long they stay at that level of flying. So that's what I think. When you look at them, what do you think? Do you feel like you've seen a corner turned, or is it more time dependent, like what I'm thinking?
I don't I don't know. I just kind of feel like they are where they should be. I
Ooh,
guess
that's
is
real.
how I
Real.
want to say it. Because
That's
like
real.
I don't know that at this point. If you'd asked me 2 games ago, maybe I have a different answer. But after these 2 games, I can't say they're underachieving.
Yeah.
Like that
Yeah.
doesn't feel fair. But also they're not. I don't think they've reached their full potential.
That's a fair take, Dave. That's a fair take.
So I just feel like they're in a good spot. I know Chrissy's mentioned it in the past. You don't want to be peaking now, which yes and no. Like I think you want to be trying to play at your peak at all times,
Period.
right? Like you want to be that
Yeah.
you want to be that team from start to
Yeah.
finish. I don't know. That's how I'm gonna answer it. I think they're in a good spot. Like you got to try to find like little goals that they've hit throughout the year. I guess with this team, those 2 being healthy to this point is an accomplishment. Overcoming the Trey injury is an accomplishment. Overcoming poor coaching at times is an accomplishment.
Talk about it.
All the negative things. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think we're gonna see February 12th and February 22nd will be the dates that we'll get to see if they truly have turned the corner, because on the 12th they played the Grizzlies. They've been beat by the Grizzlies twice. One time it was John Morant's first game back, and the dude was basically catching cramps during the game, came back and ended them. And then they lost. The 22nd is the Rockets, where they got Baby Jokic and Sengun, who just he loved every time he sees JV, he's like, yum, yum, bit brother. That sounded crazy, but it just is what it is. Barbecue chicken alert, as Shaquille O'Neal says. That's what it is. And it's crazy that the little brother will be saying barbecue chicken alert, but here we are. And, their team just plays up for the Pelicans. I don't understand it. And what's the little guard, not the little guard, the forward they have? I'm forgetting his name. I'm going to look it up because I don't want to disrespect him.
Jabari
Smith. Jabari Smith, yeah. You're right. Jabari Smith Jr. Every time he sees a Pels uniform, he turns into prime KG with a 3-point jumper, which is terrifying. And so, what I'm going to gauge a lot of things over that 60 game threshold, because we have not seen that. We really haven't seen over 45 or 50 with this iteration of the Pels. But I also want to see what they look like against the Grizzlies, even though they don't have Morant, which is still the Grizzlies are a problem for us. And what are we going to look like against the Rockets, which on paper we should be beating the Rockets on paper with what we have, not because we're outskilling them, but because we have more veteran play, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. And so those would be the games I'm looking forward to seeing.
You know what you can take away from these 2 games, though, is in the past, and this is the thing with the Pelicans, we got the big lead, right?
Yeah.
And we always, every time even tonight for a slight minute there, it got a little dicey. Yeah. You can take away from these 2 games that they got the big lead and never let up. Right? Like, yeah, it got within 12, I think, again tonight was the closest I remember seeing. But that was it.
That's it.
Right? JV comes on in the third.
Cooks.
So like if you're
15 points in 1 quarter, insane.
There's a whole other video conversation to be had about him. Trade deadline's coming up. You're going to hear his name from people. A
whole lot.
What
do you think about? This is where you and I, we don't disagree, but I'm trying to find the way to where you keep him. Do you run the risk of losing? But you don't have his rights. So come the end of the year, he's gone. Okay. Unless you can.
But all right. So it does depend on what you get in return. Like this isn't done in a vacuum. Yeah. It does. It matters what you get in return. Yep. Like, what are we talking? We get a player of equal talent with 3 years of control. Then yeah, okay, maybe. Right. But trading JV just for the sake just
I
because you're
agree.
going to lose him is not the move, man.
I agree.
If
I
they
agree.
find, let's say they're at the 3 seed. I don't even know where they're at and how far back they are in the standings, whatever.
Yeah.
Let's say they're at the 3 seed come trade deadline. You can't
No,
trade him. Not at
I
the way
agree.
he's playing.
Listen, full disclosure, because I know we post this, and shout out to everybody that watched the State of the Pels. We appreciate you. Keep watching, keep sharing. You keep the show alive. I am not advocating for JV to be traded. I'm just saying the Pels are in a precarious situation where they're going to have to make a decision, and we have a organization that does not like to be over that tax threshold. And because they did not take the opportunity this past summer when they traveled all over the seas to go and watch JV play, they put themselves in a position where they can lose a starting center for nothing. That's the only thing I'm saying. If you can tell me something different, share it in the comments or share this video and tell me, Dylan, you're insane. This is how they're gonna keep him. I want to know from y'all, am I crazy or not? Because in my mind, Dave, I want to keep him, but I'm not. I'm a business minded dude. I gotta have a return on my product. I can't just watch it go to waste and just sit there and say, well, that was a good house while I had it. If it's going down the drain, I gotta sell it to try and recoup something. That's just
Right.
me.
But like you just said, if it's going down the drain, we ascending right now, buddy.
No,
Like-
not going down wins. No, not going down wins and losses. I mean going down, meaning like, dang, I'm about to lose control of this. This is beautiful. There's also a thing about selling high. If you're playing the stock market,
a name that's been floated around is Jared Allen. Like if that's what you're getting in return,
no, I'm not. No, that's not enough. That's not enough.
No,
Jared Allen, to me, at this current iteration of what I've seen for Jared Allen this year, he's a 6'9". You got that. You got Larry Nance, except Jared Allen blocks shots probably at a higher clip than Larry Nance does. But if you're gonna get another post, get another post. Don't get another young guy that's diminutive. Like, go get you a 7-foot guy that can run the break, catch alleys, pick and roll. That's if you're making me the bad guy, Dave, and I don't like it. If you're going to get rid of JV, sign JV. But if you want to get rid of him, go get Bismack Biyombo. He's on the waivers right now. Let him back up.
Listen, I don't think they need to be. The move isn't to trade JV. The move is to upgrade the non-JV minutes. That's the move that needs to be made. And this is not a knock at Larry Nance. There's just things Larry Nance
right now.
Right. There's just a thing. There's a void on the roster for that 7-footer, right? Like that athletic big guy.
Yeah.
And maybe it is going fine. Listen,
I had to throw that name out there.
I mean, it's just I can't get behind trading him. I understand losing him for nothing is not right, but trading him just to be, if you're ascending as a team,
yeah, I agree.
And you just trade him away, you don't know. You could even upgrade. You could get an upgrade at the position, and it all fall apart because it just doesn't work.
I agree.
Unless
that upgrade, this is where it doesn't fall apart. And again, I am disclaiming this again. I am not a pro trade JV guy. I'm just a pro don't lose JV for nothing guy. Unless you trade him for a guy that's more of a utility player that does not need the ball to be effective, but is there to be like a Clint Capella. I love what Dallas is doing with the young kid, Derek Lively. I love what they're doing with him. I see a lot of, and this is not just because of his stature, but because of the way he moves. I see a lot of young Tyson Chandler, Chicago Bulls Tyson Chandler in him. But if you can get a guy like that doesn't call for a lot, but it's not just going to be a straight up player for player deal. Because of JV and what he's done, you got to get capital through the draft because JV's built his stock up so much. That's all I'm saying is if we're at this high peak with JV and then you just see him walk in the summer because you can't really afford to play him because you got so many contracts that are up and you don't have, what do you do?
I don't know how the money would work on it, but I mean, there's always the option of like signing trades and things like that, right? So I don't even know if that's a possibility. I'm not even going to pretend to be somebody that understands the NBA cap to that extent.
This is our thing, though. We like the business side of this, Dave. Come on.
Yeah, but this basketball is not the one that I'm paying attention to that much. But
Got you.
I don't know. Like, I don't want to beat this. Like, there's definitely a whole other video that can be made about trades for this team, and
Yeah,
like, I don't even want to be talking about trading people away when they're
100%.
playing like this.
100%. How did we get here?
Don't get me wrong. There's upgrades that can be made, right? Like, there's holes that can be filled, and you have players that you can trade, and maybe we'll get into that another time. But
for sure,
let's look forward a little bit. You were talking about your two games that will tell you something. This game on Friday will tell you something. I don't think it will happen. But if you come out and blow out the Nuggets, we've been talking about getting ignorant for a while.
It's gonna get chaos. We're not gonna be able to have a recording next week because everybody's gonna be chaos personified. Oh my god! Listen, I just want to beat the Nuggets. That's all. I want to see us. The thing that is the staple of these last two games is our defensive effort. We have not really had any lapses from top to bottom. Like, even as much as the commentators were waxing poetically about the Golden State Warriors, they stopped in between moments and was like, man, we've never seen Zion try this much on defense. If you give that amount of effort on defense, you will beat the Denver Nuggets because your defensive effort will disrupt their flow. Jokic is going to be Jokic. There's nothing you can do about it. I would rather Jokic score 40 than score 20 and have assists, because his assists aren't normal assists. His assists are game-changing assists. So if I was the Pels, I would just say, look, bro, you're going to go get your 50 tonight. That's fine, but we're not about to let you slice and dice us with your teammates. If they play sound defense on everyone around Jokic, their defense cannot match our offense because of the amount of weapons we have offensively and because we could beat you multiple different ways. Their offense is give Jokic the ball in the middle of the floor, cuts, screens, flares, screen on ball, pee and pops for Jokic, and that's about it. And so I really feel like if we could, it's all about this defense, Dave, man. I'm just so proud of this team for finally buying into the defensive end and actually caring. Like, and these aren't
even
old
Zion.
dudes. Yes, bro.
And you know what? Like, you can, and people are saying it. He's starting to look like he's in shape a little more. You can tell he's slimming down.
Yeah.
Like, and it's just, I mean, we've seen it before with him where we go on these winning streaks, and that's when he gets energized.
Yeah.
And then he might take a night off and whatever.
Yeah.
But I think
seems like
he's gonna be in there up there for the Nuggets. Or I'm expecting him to.
He better be. And he seems like one of those dudes. This was one of his work. He always plays bad after he comes back from a rest or an injury. If you notice, if you watch his trajectory, anytime they sit him down, his first game back is always atrocious. He strikes me as the guy who's like no matter how much off-season work, not saying he does any, not saying he doesn't do any, but no matter how much off-season work he does, he gets in his most game shape by playing in games. And like when he is away from the game for an elongated amount of time, it's like he gets rusty fast. Do you see that, or am I the only one to see that?
No, that's fair. That's fair.
And like, I just feel like I'm so happy he got this game before the Nuggets because he can work that rust off. And his rust is 19-4-7. There's teams that would pay for that rust. The Detroit Pistons would. Never mind. I'm sorry, Detroit. I love Detroit. I put on my shiesties all the time.
Oh man,
dude, you want to hear what the streets is talking about? I want to hear what you think about what the streets is saying.
Let's do it. Well, before we go,
go ahead.
I can't let you not go off about your boy for a couple minutes here.
I was trying to stay stoic, and here you go.
Well, all right. So Jose gets the DMP. Was he sick?
They said he's sick. They said he's sick. Yep.
However, Hawk gets his chance, right? He takes advantage of it. I'm clearing the lane. You got the ISO. Give me what you got.
Hold on, I gotta hold the mic for this.
Jordan Hawkins had 14 points in 13 minutes. Jordan Hawkins was attacking everyone they put on him. Jordan Hawkins was efficient. Jordan Hawkins played defense. Y'all talked about defense a whole lot. Get the young boy off the floor. He can't lock up. Jordan Hawkins was on the ground getting steals. Jordan Hawkins was playing passing lane. Jordan Hawkins, all 6'5", he's only 160 pounds, was in the paint trying to get rebounds, fighting for rebounds. What you want from the young boy? What else you want? How you want it? He's playing defense now. He's knocking down the three. Doc Rivers. I really am. I'm a big fan of the boy now. He is now a Jordan Hawkins fan. I tell you what, there's something about that kid. That's what Doc said. Doc's been around the game longer than most of y'all been born. And he sees this young rookie who I mean, Doc is a coach. He's probably done some of his homework. He said he watched him at UConn. I would venture to think that Doc has not watched much of Jordan Hawkins this year. And he's already a fan. Now, I know we love Jose. I love Jose. Jose's the Lakers game. Jose got in that bad boy and turned it up to 1,000. All I'm saying is, between Jose and Najee, I done lost my flag. Between Jose and Najee, somebody got to come up off the minutes. Because if we're really being serious about winning, and developing our young talent, you got to get Jordan in the game. Those Trey and Jordan minutes were like the stuff I think. Listen, I don't want to say nothing sacrilegious, but that was listen. It was a moment. I was in ecstasy. It was nothing they could do. Like, like that meme that they have of a cat sitting on like a photo booth and his hands is like wide open like this. It's like that's how Golden State look. They look like the Drake meme. They were like, what do we do? They couldn't stop him. Oh, and did you see the play where Jordan Hawkins threw a dime to Trey Murphy? Trey Murphy missed it. Came back the next time and said, "Say less, my boy. I got you." Scoop in your eye. Going to the rack. The man didn't even do a hook shot. He did a scoop shot. That man went and got some ice cream with that scoop shot. He touched the crevices of Hades. He dipped so low with that scoop shot. Off the top of the backboard, skadoosh, and one. Ref looks at him like, you're a rookie. Say less. I'm like that, though. I'm like that. On your biggest scale, your fans came here to see Steph be Steph. No disrespect to you, Steph, because I think we got to see you again. I don't want no smoke, sir. I know I've seen who you are, and I'm gonna move on. I'm not even gonna bring that man there. Y'all came to see Klay Thompson, and guess what? You got Jordan Hawkins and Trey Murphy. So listen, I'm gonna end my soliloquy with this. I'm gonna try and end it. I'm gonna try. Y'all better stop playing with Tufo. I'm telling you, Jacob, I let you play in my face and talk about Jordan Hawkins is the next Jordan Clarkson. I'm so goofy, I went along with it for one game. Goofball activity is what I was engaging in. But don't worry, I'm back on my P's and Q's. Jordan Hawkins ain't no Jordan Clarkson. Jordan Clarkson wish he was Jordan Hawkins at this point in Jordan Hawkins' career. Stay woke, America. Stay woke. Not woke in the political. You know what? I don't care. Do your thing. Jordan Hawkins for president 2024. Let's go. Dropping the mic back down so I can calm back down. Thank you for that, Dave. I needed that. They got to stop playing. Listen, in my comments, bro, they in my comments. Man, you talking too crazy talking about they need to free Jordan Hawkins. He a rookie. You ain't got to free no rookie. He need to learn it. Imagine if I went on your job site and I said you can't have a raise because you're a rookie. You playing real good, and you could be up for Employee of the Year, but you're a rookie. So go sit down real quick and let me get this guy who been working here this raise. You going to be happy? Your family going to be happy? Your friends going to be happy? Nah, they going to look at you like, bro, what's going on? How he get the raise and you the one that was up for Employee of the Month? What you going to say? I'm a rookie. I can't say nothing right now. I'm new to this. No, you going to want to quit. So don't be having these, don't be, what's the word? I'm so on fire right now. You shouldn't have gave me this time. Don't be hypocritical. Don't have different expectations for Jordan Hawkins just because he's making M's and we making hundreds. Don't do it. Because if you was in his spot, you would be saying, "Show me my money. Get me in the game and show me my money." You wouldn't be on the bench saying, "It's okay, I'm a rookie. I'm just happy to be here. You want your water, Jose? Najee, you need a towel. No, you're going to want to get in the game." Okay, now I need to calm down. People don't even know, man, talking like they know who. People don't. There's a difference between just trying to develop a young rookie and actually having a young rookie that can develop winning for your team and develop at the same time. But he don't play defense, Dylan. That's what you got a defensive coordinator for head coach for. Scheme something up. Put him in a position to be successful. Talk to me nicely. Dave, move on. And another thing, I'm just playing.
No, all this shows it's a conversation we've had before, and it's not. This is not. It's almost like, and this is across sports. You can't compliment one person or say one person needs to play more without insulting another one, right? Like that's how it works.
Willing to insult.
You know what I mean?
If this is insult,
that
take
was
it
sarcasm,
on the
Dylan.
chest. I know. Listen, I know. I'm on fire right now, brother.
All I'm saying is there are games that, and I know this was a Jordan Hawkins game by default because Jose was sick, but there are games that should be Hawk and Najee games. There are games that should be Jose and Najee games.
No, there aren't. No, there aren't. No, there aren't. There's no.
Listen. No, listen.
Go ahead.
Now, when I say there are games, when I say there are games that should be Jose and Najee games, that's not me saying Hawk shouldn't play. I'm with you. I don't think that should ever happen.
Ooh, so who shouldn't play? Put a name on it. I did.
You find a. Sorry. You find a way. Let's move on. Streets is talking. We almost got the first.
This is a PG show, Dave. Calm down.
Listen, I do too many other shows that ain't. You know what I mean?
What's the street saying, Dave?
I don't know. You got Twitter up, not me.
Listen, Dave almost took this thing off rails quick. All right, listen. What came up? Gumbo Pels at Gumbo World. Shout out to you. He tweeted the video of when Draymond Green tried to start a fight with the whole Pels team. And he basically said, when Draymond was like, they not built like that. They nice guys. Like, they're good guys. They don't do that. He said, hey, at Money 23 Green, we still ain't cut like that, brother. What you think? You think we built different this year, or we still soft as cottonelle?
Oh, I think we always been. I don't think that's ever been an issue with the Pels. I think we got some guys like. Well, first off, we've seen one of them. We've seen one of them do it.
Yeah.
Well, I'm talking about Bi. We don't see Bi get scrappy before. Not with us, but
yeah, he did more than get scrappy. That man,
right? And we know not when Najee sees the opportunity. You know how your parents, when you're growing up, tell you to run from trouble. Najee was the kid that was like, "You see them lights over there? We should go see what's going on. Let's go." And some of his friends might have been like, I think we should go this way. And Najee was like, I'll catch up with y'all later. That was Najee. And that is Najee on the basketball court.
100%. The dude runs two problems.
I'm not somebody. No, we got some people. We got guys on the team that might be all talk. But I don't think that's an issue.
Put a name on it, Dave. Put a name on it.
I don't have a name. I mean, I don't think CJ is gonna get busy with anybody, right?
Talk about it. I was gonna say it for you.
It's the obvious ones, but I'm not expecting that from him. Najee's role is to be the enforcer.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And not a lot of teams have a star that are gonna do that. We got one that I think will, if push comes to shove. So
every time I look up, Brandon Ingram is whispering something to another person. I'm like, he really wants to telling somebody you can meet me in the back. Like, you're a superstar, sir. You need to relax. Like,
right.
You got any tweets, or am I the only one reading tweets today?
I didn't even pull it up.
So. Okay, I got another one for you. And I'm going to try, and I'm not going to say nothing for this one. Nothing at all. I'm going to leave it in your floor. I'm not at Fazla. Hopefully I said that right. Man, The Pelicans sure have hidden Jordan Hawkins well.
Yeah. Can confirm.
Shout out to you, Fazala. Fazala
you think
Hassan.
you think Jordan Hawkins gets the invite to the
Yeah,
Rising Stars
yeah,
game?
yeah. You don't.
Has to,
I
right?
mean, Trey got the invite, and he wasn't even really Trey his first year. I think it was Trey that got the invite, and then Jose got it, but Jose deserved it because Jose was GTA in the whole league. I think his rookie year, but I think Trey got it when he was like. I could be wrong on that.
Or if he gets that invite, he's going into that game. He is going in there with that Kobe mindset of I'm about
Shooting
to
60 shots.
Listen, and if he's not, I'll be disappointed. If he don't come in with that mindset.
Denzel Washington told Jamie Foxx this in an interview. He looked at Jamie Foxx. He said, I'm from around the way. I'm gonna leave here with something. Jordan Hawkins gonna leave there with. He going to leave there with 80 points or 80 shots, one or the other. He ain't leaving there empty-handed. He gonna leave there with one or the other.
There was a Mello interview going around the other day or like last week where I think he was he talking to Kobe or Bron, one of them. I think it was Kobe where he's like Kobe's like, you know what they came here to see. listen, Hawk, you get that invite, you know what we came here to see.
We ain't come there for nothing.
I don't need to see no 7'3" alien. I don't care. Whatever. He's gonna do his thing. I need to see Jordan Hawkins putting up 25 shots. I don't care.
That's exactly. I need 30. This game don't even matter. Listen, this man gets up 13 shots in 3 minutes. I need 30. Like, you're going to play at least 10 minutes. Just let that thing fly. Shoot the clip. Just be quick.
Jose did it. If Jose can do it, listen, if Jose can do it, ain't no reason Hawk can't do it.
I agree. I got one more for you, and then I'm going to toss it back to you. Yep, then you can wrap it up. Courier Christ said this: the Pelicans to the rest of the league and the NBA world. He posted the Coach Orgeron video, "We coming," and we ain't backing down from that. We ain't backing down either. Is the Pels here? Is the Pels ready to tell the Timberwolves? Well, they tell the Timberwolves every time.
We ain't worried about the Timberwolves. Let me tell you something about the Timberwolves. And I tweeted this after the Timberwolves game. The Timberwolves are praying to God that they don't see the Pels in the playoffs.
100% agree.
Listen, Rudy got no answer for Zion in the regular season. Rudy disappears in the postseason. He ain't built for postseason basketball.
Facts.
He don't want to see Zion in the playoffs. Now, let me be very clear, though. I don't want to see that guy from the Timberwolves in the playoffs either. I don't want to see him. That man is built different. Let me tell you. Let me be clear about that. But the Timberwolves as a whole, I ain't worried about them. But do I think that Anthony Edwards will show up and put up 40 on my head in the playoffs?
100%.
Absolutely.
I don't want to see them, and I don't want to see the Clippers until I have to. Those are the two teams I'm like, I'd rather see Denver than see the Clippers. If I had to choose, the Clippers are just built for the Pelicans because just our strength is our wings and the length, and the Clippers have that same thing, and they have Zubac to counter Valanciunas' size, and they have James Harden who can just jump up out of nowhere and get you a triple dub from the point guard spot, and they got a Hall of Famer coming off the bench. I don't want to see the Clippers early. We're gonna have to see them once we get to when we get to the Western Conference Finals. But I don't want to see them before that.
I like that. Hey, that's a good ending point right there. All right.
Period.
What?
Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, you know how we always wrap these up.
Yep.
I don't have anything off the top of my head right now, so I'm gonna let you give me your whatever Patty always says. It don't have to be basketball, whatever you want to talk about, and then maybe I'll come up with something. Maybe I won't. This is our show tonight. If I don't want to say nothing, I won't.
Period. Straight like that. Listen, married people, take care of your marriage. It matters. Your spouse matters.
I'm speaking from experience. Take care of your spouse. Listen even when they aren't speaking to you. When they're just speaking into the atmosphere, don't be so prideful to say, well, they said it to me, so I didn't hear it. Listen, you said I do. That means I do to the good and the bad. The stuff you didn't want, you signed up for it. And just lock in. And all my single folk, don't settle for anything less than what you desired when you started out on the quest. Ooh, that rhyme. Don't settle for anything less than what you desire for when you started out on the quest. Don't get anxious. Stay patient. You get anxious, you make bad decisions, and then you start second guessing yourself and making bad decisions even deeper later. That's what I got. I love y'all.
I like that. I like that. I second that for sure. You know, we all been in, anybody that's been married and been through the downs, you know. I will also say though, when you're, and this ain't even just a marriage thing, this is just in life. Take care of yourself.
Come on.
I know you've been there. We done had talks. Sometimes you just, when you feel like you got to take a step back, take a step back.
Come on.
And somebody, you know, people always say, if you sick, are you feeling sick, you're gonna go to a doctor.
Yeah.
If your teeth hurt, you're gonna go to a dentist.
Yeah.
Right. If you feeling sick up here, go get help. And look, if I know you, even if I don't know you, if you feeling like that, my DMs are open. Dylan ain't even got to say nothing. I'll speak for him. I know he's the same way.
You already know. You already
that's all.
know.
That's what I got. Take care of yourself. Check on your friends. Tell your friends you love them. All that stuff. That's what I got. What you got? Anything coming up? You working on anything? Anything you want to promote? Anything that anybody else is working on in our group that you want to promote?
Well, you know, I mean, there's this super cool baseball podcast that I think people need to tune in because baseball season is on the
That you ain't been on
yet.
yet.
I have not. Well, I haven't gotten invited, but we want to talk about it.
Boy, nope, we ain't gonna do that.
Spring. There. I think we're in the winter meetings part, and I think the spring training is about to start up here soon. What, February, March?
Yeah, something
is
like
that when
that.
spring? So that's starting up. That's happening, and Chrissy's dropping some fire stuff. I'm about to drop my second article of the year. It's called Halftime. Once the Pels get to 41 games, we're going to talk about the first half of the season. And yeah, I mean, who effing knows podcast is elite. We got so much, dude. There's so much stuff we got going on. Aren't we doing like a joint venture with someone? I don't know if we're supposed to say anything about that, but we got a lot of stuff going on.
It feels like we've starting to hit our stride here.
Yeah.
We started doing these. Make sure you subscribe to The Know on YouTube. It's at Being The Know. We started putting out these short videos, and it just feels like with those, people just want to make content now.
Yeah.
And that's what the whole point of this brand is, to give people the platform to create what they want to create. And we're doing that. We've talked about some videos we got coming up that I think we're gonna. And listen, when we want to put me, you, and Patty, and when the three of us want to pull something off, it's gonna happen.
100%.
And it's gonna be good. I will say this: next week we have a new pod dropping that I don't even know if you know about.
I don't.
We've been dropping hints on the Who Effing Knows Twitter account. I'm not gonna say what it is. I'll tell you afterwards.
Ooh.
But we have a new pod dropping. I think Friday or Saturday next week is when it's gonna drop. It's going to involve somebody that's not even part of the know yet.
Ooh.
So, but it's something that we've talked about, that Patty and I are super excited about. This is something I've wanted for over a year. So it's coming. And it'll be here next week. There's certain events going on in this sports world in the next few months that we're on the road to. If that
there's a lot happening. I got
listen.
you. I got
all right.
you.
So I'll just say that, and that's what we're going to end it on. Subscribe to at Be in the Know everywhere. Subscribe to at Who Effing Knows, YouTube, Twitter, X, whatever we're calling it. Dylan, yours is just at Dylan McNeely, wherever.
Yep.
Mine's at, I don't even know. It's different everywhere. Don't worry about following me. Just follow everybody else's account.
Dave Rainey. Get it right.
Yeah.
Where if you don't know, now you know, bro.